got this friend, and the other day his car broke down right in the middle of the street. He hadn't had it very long, so we were both kind of surprised as we pushed it out of traffic. All right, I get it. Things break. Sometimes I look around me and it seems like the entire world is just falling apart. Don't get me wrong, there's a ton of beauty out there, but it stands in stark contrast to all those things that are in a constant state of what can only be called brokenness.
It's all around us, and it's not just broken cars. It's broken families, relationships, our institutions, governments, cultures, broken lives. It's like this constant reminder that things aren't what they were intended to be.
It makes me wonder, you know? I mean, in a world that started out so beautiful, so amazing, where did all this brokenness come from?
We've got all these experts trying to figure out what's causing our world to fall apart. Everyone's pointing fingers. Everyone's trying to figure out who's to blame.
I'm here in Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania, at the source of one of the largest springs in the entire state. It all starts here, a natural artesian aquifer that draws water from a huge cavern 1,800 feet beneath the surface, the very heart of the earth. The tremendous pressure that's created in that underground cavern
Causes the water to bubble up right here, spilling out 22 million gallons of pure water every day.
Of course, it doesn't stop here. From this point, the water travels downstream through a huge valley, sustaining people, animals, plants, and some of the best fly fishing in the world. It's like the water brings life wherever it goes. It got me thinking, what if somebody stole in here in the dead of the night and hooked up a source of pollution, maybe a sewer line, to that underground cavern? The polluted water would come gushing out, and everything it touched would be affected by it.
All the people, the animals, the life, all of that would get polluted as well. It would all shrivel up and die because of the toxic water flowing from the source. Yeah, I know, it sounds like something a supervillain in a movie would dream up, some crazy plan to wreck life as we know it. But maybe it's not so crazy after all.
The Bible talks about how each of our hearts is like a deep source of water. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for it's a wellspring of life."
God's pretty serious when he says that. He's talking about watching over something extremely valuable. I mean, think about it. We protect our property from theft and damage, our bodies from injury or sickness, and our financial interests from failure. And it's like God's saying, that's all good, but your heart's even more important, and you're responsible for it. You're the one who has to take extra security measures.
Your heart is like the underground cavern of this river, and you have to guard it above anything else because it's the source, the starting point of everything you say and do and are.
Jesus even said, "For the mouth speaks out of that which fills the heart. The good man brings out of his good treasure what is good, and the evil man brings out of his evil treasure what is evil."
What's in your heart, the center of who you are, ultimately ends up determining the actions you take, the words you say, the emotions you have, the kind of life you're going to live. What if you had to drink from the river of your heart? What if somebody else did? Would it be like drinking from a polluted river and making everybody else do the same?
Jesus said, from within, out of people's hearts, come things like evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed. All these and other evils come from within, and make a person unclean.
So yeah, there's a lot of brokenness in the world, but most of it comes from hearts that haven't been guarded closely enough, and as a result have gotten polluted.
Take a look at your own heart. I know it takes a lot of honesty and courage, but if you find fear, anger, shame, jealousy, unforgiveness, those are all signs that you've gotten polluted, maybe even without realizing it.
Over time, the pollution just leaks into everything you say and do, over yourself and everyone around you. And then everybody just ends up getting slimed, which spreads the pollution even further.
We were never meant to handle hurt, abuse, offenses, or any of the other causes of heart pollution. The cool thing is that instead of having to fix the problem ourselves, God offers to purify our hearts at the source, if we want it. Your heart can be restored. Things can be fixed. You may think, it's too late for me. I've had years, maybe even decades of letting junk into my heart. Maybe it was sexual immorality, or you got trapped in pornography, or vowed you'd never forgive somebody who hurt you. Maybe it was something else.
But God promises, if you confess the junk you've allowed in your heart and ask Him to begin the process of cleaning it up, He'll completely do it. Jesus said, if you're thirsty and you drink from Him and believe, out of you will flow streams of living water. And when the source is clean, what flows from it is clean too, and begins to bring life to you and everything around you. The choice is yours, so think about it. It's never too late for a fresh start.